the Swiss league's different, man. And you know what's the funniest thing? Like, this is how I could sum up my time in Geneva. I'm paid to not talk about the team.
Dude, I saw how it ended there, and it was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck happened for this guy over
Like
there? I
Dayton
thought you
Drake.
would just light up that league.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing I've ever been involved with in my entire life. I don't even know what the fuck happened. Like, I went there mid-year the first year because I was with the Rangers in training camp and stuff, and then I signed in Switzerland, and that was fine. But the next year was like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
without having to talk about
it? Yeah.
Sorry, Biz.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was probably going to ask what you were going to ask. Like, can you divulge? Like, you said you're kind of paid not to talk about the team. Like, now that we're years past this, can you mention like why it was as fucked up as it? Because I've usually heard most guys' experiences over there were pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of one coach there, that Chris McSorley. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
I heard that he thinks he's the star of the team and he's got billboards all around town. Yeah, I've heard of him because I think Taylor Pyatt played there and it was.
Oh yeah.
But he still had a good time. But what was that kind of the main problem?
Yeah, I mean, I had a good time in Switzerland. Like my second year, I wasn't allowed to play games, so I just kind of went skiing and got paid for that. So I didn't. Yeah, my time was fine living there. I loved it.
So for the first time in your career, you were really, really butting heads with a head coach?
No, like I mean, for me, I just spoke up. Enough was enough. Yeah, I'm tired of listening to stupid stuff. Honestly, I mean, I've been around a lot of hockey guys, and when you come from the NHL and come from the the AHL, NHL, and just such a professional league, and I'm sure Wick could say the same when you go to Europe, it is fucking different.
It's so different.
Yeah, I can't even explain it to people. Like, going to Switzerland was like, it's a great country, great league, great players, but it's ran like fucking less than the USHL Omaha. Like, I was treated better in Omaha than you are in some of these places, but it's ran different. There's no like organization. It's just business. It's straight cutthroat fucking business. Like, you could be the best player in the league, but the next 2 weeks you could have an off week and you're fucking gone.
So that's what I've been told in terms of imports there too, more than any other country, are expected to completely dominate. And when they get an import who isn't over a point per game scoring every single game, they'll legit just cut guys. And you're like, whoa, I had 3 bad games in a row. I've actually heard that from several different people.
Yeah. Dude, when I first got there, so I came there mid-year. They were already 20-something games in, so I practiced for a little bit until I played. Yeah, first maybe couple games, you jump in and, we lose maybe the second or third game. And, yeah, the coach comes in. He's like, imports, let me see you guys. And I'm just looking around like, oh, what's going on? Like, go into this room in this meeting, and he sits down. He's like, their imports scored more. Their imports scored more.
Then you only allowed 3, right?
Yeah, and then you'd ask you, you'd be like, did their import score more? I'm like, I don't know who the fuck is an import in this league, man. Like, besides, like, if I had a buddy or not, I don't know who the fuck's imports. Like, all these European players, I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe, I guess. Yeah, you're saying so. I guess he scored more. I don't fucking know. Like, it's kind of like a 23-man roster, isn't it? Like,
I was say, nuts. 85 penalty minutes in 19 games have anything to do with it? Those are pretty high. Switzerland.
Those are high numbers, but the Swiss, the European refs, man, that I literally like just hit someone. I thought it was clean. They ended up being hurt. I literally had, I think, like 30 something minutes on one call somehow. I don't even know what happened. And I ended up getting in a fight with the goalie, and I don't know what happened.
One thing that people talk about is how different the systems are over there. It's almost like soccer, where it's very puck possession driven, not in a sense of like just going forward and getting in the offensive zone, but if there's nothing there, they turn back, regroup. Pisey was also telling me about this weird system that McSorley had, where they would just fire it over to one side of the ice and they would try to get the left winger skating into it or something. Like, let's go. Yeah. Let's fucking tee off on this fucking team. Who gives a shit?
But it's like, it sounds fake when I say it. That's why it's like, it's so funny, because it's like everyone else hears it and they're like, there's no way. Like, I'm just telling you, it is. Like, you could call any import that's played. Like, go call imports. So when I get there, I'm in practice, right? There's a 2-on-1, and I don't even know who I was going with. And I passed probably every 2-on-1 I'm on, because I just like doing it. I end up passing it. Guy didn't score. I come around, loop around, and I'm standing in line. I see the coach come to skate to me, and I'm like, fuck's this guy want? He's coming to me. He's like, sometimes on the 2-on-1s, what I like to tell the guys is to bank it behind the net. And the guy driving the far post can pick it up and bring it around the net for like a quick play or something. I'm like, what? Like you
There's back checkers,
you want me to,
sir.
You don't
Sounds like something Zegras would try.
No, literally, like you don't want me to score out there or whatever, Like as time went on, like Jim Slater was on our team. I ended up knowing him really well, and he would make these little comments like, "Oh, did Chris talk to you yet?" Like stuff about that. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, so in your D zone, you're not allowed to make tape-to-tape passes in the D zone. I swear on my life.
Fuck, Whit, I would have fit in right at home over there, wouldn't I?
I would have been sending guys on breakaways getting benched.
I could still play over there. I should talk to my fucking agent.
Dude, if you don't know the systems, like I didn't know my first couple games, literally the puck would drop, center ice. He likes it D to D, slap shot on net at center ice. I swear on my life, D to D, slap shot on net, then everyone just chases the fucking puck.
Hal Gill's gonna call this guy right now looking for a gig. Skillsy.
Dude, this happened like the first like few shifts, and I remember being like I'm so confused because our team hasn't really touched the puck the whole game. Like what is going on? Like I thought the Swiss League was like skill, grab the puck possession, I'll pull it back, I'll go forward, I'll pull it back, do whatever I want. I was like, I can't get the fucking puck. Like it's off the goalie, it's off the glass, it's off the wall. No one passes on the tape. I really don't understand this method. And Chris thinks he's a trailblazer of the game, and he's like, oh, this is what a lot of teams are doing. And you're just like, no, this ain't what a lot of teams are doing. Like, what do you? And if there's one play, this will make you cry, man. If the Boston Bruins somehow bank the puck off the wall in the D zone and like Brad Marchand picks it up and scores a breakaway, this guy will have it clipped the next day too, and he'll come to me and see the Bruins are doing it. Like they did it off one fucking play that they knew they were doing beforehand. Okay, like they don't do it every fucking shit every time they touch the puck. Like,
oh man, that reminds me of Glenn Patrick when I was in the ECHL one time. We were in Cincinnati, and their centerman off a D zone draw broke his stick. And it just so happens he went to grab one, and the play played out in the defensive zone. And as soon as the defenseman got it, he grabbed his stick. Similar play, ended up sending him for a breakaway. But it would just so happen because he would come in every time before we play Cincinnati. He goes, "Hey, watch out for the trick play when the guy breaks the stick off the defensive zone draw and goes for the breakaway." It's just like that just kind of happened organically in that one game, and we're here. We are talking about it a year later against Cincinnati again. So maybe when he called you in the room about the import scoring more, maybe you could have been like, "Hey, maybe we should stop fucking shooting it from center ice, and maybe we could chip in a little bit more offensively here."
Well, dude, that's what I did. I ended up snapping. I ended up snapping mid-year. Like our line was good. Like I had Nick Spalling, who played a few years in the NHL. We had a good line at the time. We were rolling. We were one of the top lines in the league. And you play this stupid games called Swiss Cup that means shit. Like if you score 10 goals, it doesn't count towards the stats. If you lose it, you're just out of the Swiss Cup, not playoffs or anything. We ended up playing in the finals, and we ended up losing. And the next day he calls a meeting with just my line. So one, I'm pissed off. It's an off day. I'd rather spend time with kids and the wife. And so I got to go in on the off day at 1 p.m. Not even in the morning. It's 1 p.m. middle of the fucking day. And he has the video set up in the room with just our line. And so I'm like, okay, like I'm already fiery. Like I'm already ready to snap before the video even starts. So he rolls the video, and it's just like, like he's hemming and hawing. Like he doesn't want to say anything. He was a bit scared of me because I was snap quick, and he was like, "Well, I don't think your line's playing as good here." And it's like, and finally I was just like, "Chris, stop the fucking video. Like what the fuck do you want of our line? You tell me." Like, I was like, "You tell me. Like, look at your system. We haven't touched the fucking puck." I was like, "I came to Switzerland to be an offensive player, but like coming here has ruined my fucking career. Like, I can't get the puck here. Like, if you want to win, keep the puck. Like, give us the puck. Give the imports the actual puck to carry up the ice if you want to win." And he was like, "Well, the system works." And I said, "What the fuck have you won in this league?"
And they not won in that league?
He's never won.
What's tough about this, Gerbs, is that you go over there, and when I was in Russia, right, I had Butsayev. It's like they're Russian and whatever. You had a North American, so it makes it more difficult because you're like, buddy, what are you talking about? We come from the same part of the planet. Why are you talking about this nonsense? If he was Swiss, it would have made more sense.
Yeah, he's basically Swiss. He's not Canadian.